A ton to say about Deadpool 3, and I might get around to doing a video about it, so I just wanted to record this one instead of typing. The Mercs for Money are a group that Deadpool runs. It's like the only group he has ever actually been a leader of. And they debuted in the Deadpool World's Greatest comic series, which I've fully read and is really, really good. So, Deadpool, like early in the comics, joined Luke Cage and what's his name? Iron Fist, so Paraman Iron Fist, because they're the heroes for hire. He joined them in a mission once. Sorry. He joined them in a mission once, so technically he tried to steal their name when he first announced his new business as Heroes for Hire. So Luke called Daredevil for a cease and desist order, which Hawkeye sent to Deadpool by shooting through his chest. So they had to change the name, and somebody suggested it be Mercs for Money, since that's what they do. They just take cases as long as they get paid for it. And like in the comic, because this is almost entirely in the first book, and then like big surprise, they have a ton of fallings out, especially over actual funds, because Deadpool doesn't have enough money to keep paying them. What happens is that they get hired for things like bad evicting bad tenants who are terrible payers, or taking people out of their homes by corrupt businessmen, and that kind of thing. And the team, the Mercs for Money, consist of Solo, the Man Without Fear, Fool Killer, Slapstick, who's a really interesting character, Madcap at the beginning, and a fifth member whose name I forget, who's green, and he's a kind of demon, kind of zombie character. And the last one is Stingray, who's a lesser known Marvel hero. And just like all of them have different reasons for why they work for Deadpool, and Madcap just does it because he's a supervillain, but he's like an extremely insane one, so he just does whatever he wants to. And he has personal history with Deadpool that comes up later in the comic. So Deadpool's constantly fighting with the team itself, paying them correctly, trying to manage his own funds, and still being himself while having a major public image. Because when he organizes the Merch for Money, he's technically a millionaire, but he only has about $2 million, which he is constantly spending and isn't balancing very well. So just all of that alone could be adapted into a really fun movie that would have to introduce a lot of new characters with very wildly different personalities and designs. Because if you haven't seen Slapstick before, he literally has chalk white skin and a giant pink afro-like wig that goes out all over. Since he has somewhat cartoon character powers in that he can literally summon weapons from anywhere of various sizes. He has what's referred to as the magic satchel power, where like he can just like pull out baseball bats, mallets, sledgehammers, all kinds of things out of nowhere. And people don't understand if he's like truly alive or if he himself is a cartoon character. And there's like all kinds of characters like that, and they're really fun to watch play off each other because they all have really distinct personalities, and they both hate each other and work with each other well enough because they all hate Deadpool that it makes it really entertaining. And I would love for that to be Deadpool 3. Something like that, where instead of X-Force, he takes the team he currently has with Domino, Russell, and maybe Cable, and just meets all these new people from the comics and tries to create a new team, but he's horrible at it. And Madcap does what he does in the comic, which I can't spoil because it's really, really cool and really interesting. And it ties into like a major part of their past because they had this really long-winded past together of a very bad time in Deadpool's life. And it all come into like this really fun movie for Deadpool 3 that could debut Squirrel Girl as well. Again, like I have so many thoughts on this, but the main issue around all of it is that because Deadpool 3 officially is going to be dropping Deadpool into the MCU, and it's going to officially be the first R-rated MCU film, I'm pretty sure the entire movie is going to be just introducing Deadpool to the MCU and making jokes about all of it. Unfortunately, with a script that is 2 years older than when the movie comes out, like all scripts, which people tend to really forget. So jokes about the MCU will be the MCU in the state it currently is at the time of writing the script, not 2024 when the movie releases, which is a problem.